Hi, my name is Jamicka Louise Jones, and I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. I grew up and went to high school in Savannah, Illinois. I was in the Miss Teen Illinois All-American pageant when I was 12 years old, 18 years ago. When I joined the Army, I thought about finding an agency in Seattle, Washington, and I did look into it, but I was halted by the fact that I met my boyfriend and now my husband, Adon Jones. Once I met him, we dated for a while, we got married and had our first child, and then had our second child, and of course with pregnancy, the weight gain, I did not think that I could get into modeling. In October 2008, my husband and I decided that it was best that I quit my job and stay at home with our two sons. And the thought did cross my mind to run for the Mrs. Washington pageant, but I knew that I needed to readjust my life and transition out of work and home with the boys. While I was home with them, I just started praying about what God would have me to do. It was watching the inauguration, not necessarily President Barack Obama, but seeing his wife Michelle Obama, thinking back to all the speeches she's made prior to his election. It just gave me the self-confidence in myself, the reassurance to know that I can do whatever I put my mind to. It's just like the scripture says in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And watching that inauguration let me know that yes, I can do this. So I decided that day, January 20th, 2009, that I was going to run for the Mrs. Washington pageant. Knowing the history of Michelle Obama and as well as Barack, but how her mother raised her, and them coming from a family with not much, but her achievements and letting people know that you can do anything that you want to do. I also grew up with not much. My mother raised my two sisters and I in a small town in Illinois, and we didn't have much, but there was also that reassurance and that push where my mom would push us to do whatever we would like to do. She supported us in our sports events. She supported us in the organizations that we participated in. She was a mother that was there for us. And even though we did not grow up with much, she still let us know that we could fulfill our dreams. We could do whatever we wanted to do. And knowing that Michelle came from that same background, but yet she got a degree in law, she was a lawyer, and all that she's done, and then seeing her now as a mother, how she's dedicated her life as a wife and a mother to her two children, I see myself the same way, not in her footsteps, but in where God has taken me in my life. My faith in God is very strong. I know and believe that without God, I am nothing. Because I have all of my faith and trust and believe in God, I believe that in preparing me for this pageant, I'm believing far what I cannot see. I don't know what's going to happen with the pageant, but I know and believe that God has called me to do this for so many reasons, and so that He will get the glory, and that's why I'm doing it. Every day I pray that God will show me myself. I pray that God will let me know what direction to take, to receive guidance. And I believe that you can't do anything without prayer. You can't do anything without God in your life. And so with prayer and with God on your side, anything is possible. Some of you who are watching this know me. Some of you know my entire life. Some of you know only a few years of my life. And some of you don't know me at all. But what I do want to let you know about me is that I'm a strong woman who has been through a lot, who has been to the bottom, been up and back down to the bottom. But I thank God that I've had trial and circumstances and obstacles to go through to let me know and to show me that God is the one who has brought me and my family through. And I hope that you will support me and to know and believe that I can make a difference in maybe your life. Maybe I've made a difference in your life, but that I can make a difference in someone else's life. And maybe not change the world, but if I can just help one person, then that I've done something that God will say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. My platform for this pageant is getting others in shape, motivating them to live a better life, to have a better lifestyle, to not necessarily go for the material things, but when you have those material things that God has blessed you with, that you have the health to support it. Because without the health, without the survival of the temple that you have for God, you have nothing. So God has given me that desire to want to encourage and motivate others to get in shape and to know nutritional facts that they need to know and everything that they can to have a better, healthy life. Some of us are so concerned with working and taking care of the house, and sometimes we need to do that. We don't have a choice. But when we're able to, and when God has released us to be there for our children, we need to be there for our children. The children are our future. And although we may have heard that over the years, some of us don't take that as strongly as we should. But I know that Jadon and Jamal has also inspired me to want to be in this pageant. And lastly, my husband, Adon. He has been there for me more ways than one. I can't express how his support, his love, and even in his silence and over my excitement has shown true that he is so overly proud of the things that I've accomplished, not only for me, but for our family. And I just want to say, Adon, I love you so much, and I thank God for you being my husband. I hope that you will consider supporting me in my quest to become a state and possibly national title holder, and at the same time foster strong values and community involvement. If you would like to sponsor me with a donation, any amount, and you have a PayPal account, you can submit it at the following email address: jamicka.jones07@northwest spelled out u.edu. Again, that's jamicka.jones07@northwestU.edu.